Today's recipe is simple yet satisfying. Cabbage and potatoes. This is what we'll need. Obviously, we're going to need cabbage and we will need some potatoes. We will also need onions, bell pepper, red bell pepper, finely diced carrots, garlic, and frozen peas. And finally, we'll need some vegetable broth and our spices. We have Tony Chachere's smoked paprika, black pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and Italian seasonings. And all of the measurements are listed below. Okay, we're gonna start off with a nice hot skillet. I always use a heavy bottom skillet, and we will get our mirepoix in there. Start off with the onions, bell pepper, red bell pepper, and carrots. We're gonna let these dry saute for about 10 minutes. This is on a medium-low fire. I love the beautiful colors that are developed through this. And this gives a really good flavor to just about any dish. You'll notice that many of my recipes begin with dry sautéing the mirepoix. So again, this process is going to take about 10 minutes. It's been going for about 8 minutes and it's starting to stick just a little bit. I'm going to pour a couple of tablespoons of broth in there to loosen that up. About 2 more minutes on this process before we add the garlic. Okay, it's been going for about 10 minutes altogether. Time to add the garlic. Saute that around for about 1 more minute before we add in a little bit more of the broth and all of the seasonings. Remember, when you put the garlic in, you don't want to saute it too long because garlic can burn very, very quickly. Now I'm going to add in all the seasonings. And a half a cup of the broth. We're going to let this simmer for about 3 minutes. I'm going to stir that around. Get all of the seasonings all in the mirepoix before we go to the next step. Okay, it's been going for a few minutes. Time to add the potatoes. Put the potatoes in there. We're going to stir it around so that everything in this pot is touching most of the potatoes. Nice. Okay, and now I'm going to add in the cabbage. And you know that this is going to cook down a lot. Okay. And then we're going to pour in the rest of the vegetable broth. And before we stir this around, I'm going to put the top on it and let this cook down just a little bit so that we can more easily stir it. All right, it's been cooking for about 5 minutes and the cabbage has cooked down, as you can see. Now I'm going to stir everything around now so that all the seasonings can get in the cabbage too. The reason I didn't stir it immediately is that the cabbage, as you know, cooks down after a little bit. So it was too high up in the skillet in order to avoid knocking the cabbage all over the place. So that's why I let it cook for about maybe 5 minutes, and then we incorporate everything together. There we are. Okay, we're almost finished. Now what I'm going to do is turn the heat down to a simmer. I'm going to put the cover back on it, and this is going to cook for about maybe 20 minutes, and we will be finished. Okay, it's been going for about 15 minutes, and there is one step here that we need to do before the last 5 to 10 minutes of cooking. The first thing I'm going to do is take a little masher. I'm going to just mash probably about 3 or 4 of the chunks of potatoes. That way the potatoes can sort of incorporate itself into the little juice that's down there. And then I'm going to add in the peas. Stir that around. All right. Now I will put this on, keep it on low, and I'll let this cook for about another 5 minutes, and then we'll be finished. All right. How easy is that? Cabbage and potatoes. Enjoy.